What if I told you that falling in love might just be a matter of syncing your heartbeat with someone else's? And what if I told you that scientists have managed to make complete strangers fall in love, in a lab, just by manipulating time, questions, and even their pulses? The most shocking part of these love lab experiments isn't just who fell in love, but what happened when researchers pushed this too far, resulting in something so intense that it changed two people's lives forever. Welcome to Singularity Animations, where we explore the hidden science behind human connection, mystery, and the unknown. Today we step inside the famous love labs, and trust me, by the end, you might never look at romance the same way again. The story begins with Dr. John Gottman, a psychologist who became fascinated with relationships in the 1980s. Gottman created what came to be known as the Love Lab at the University of Washington. Couples were invited into what looked like a cozy apartment, but behind the scenes, every word, every glance, every heartbeat was being measured. Electrodes tracked heart rate, skin conductance measured stress, and high-speed cameras analyzed micro-expressions. Gottman's goal was to decode the hidden patterns that make love last, or fall apart. And he succeeded. After observing thousands of couples, Gottman could predict with over 90% accuracy whether a couple would stay together or break up, just by analyzing their physiological responses. Couples whose heart rates escalated too quickly during arguments, whose bodies went into fight or flight, were more likely to divorce. Couples whose heartbeats stayed calm, and whose breathing stayed in sync, were the ones who endured. This led to an astonishing finding. When couples are emotionally close, their heartbeats literally synchronize. Their pulse rhythms match, and even their hormone levels align, as if their bodies are dancing to the same invisible song. But scientists didn't stop there. In 1997, psychologist Dr. Arthur Aaron of Stony Brook University designed an experiment that became legendary. He invited pairs of strangers to sit face-to-face and answer 36 increasingly intimate questions. Everything from what would constitute a perfect day for you, to when did you last cry in front of another person? At the end, the participants were asked to stare into each other's eyes for 4 full minutes, in total silence. The result? Many of these strangers reported feeling deeply connected. Some even fell in love. In fact, one pair actually got married 6 months later, and the researchers were invited to the wedding. This study suggested that intimacy can be accelerated, maybe even manufactured, under controlled conditions. It wasn't magic, it was biology. Heart rates sped up, bodies synced, oxytocin levels surged. Some researchers began to wonder, if we can create love in a lab, could we push it even further? Could we make the connection unbreakable? One controversial experiment at Stanford University in 2014 measured couples' heartbeats and then played them back in real time, using subtle vibration devices, so that each participant's heartbeat synced with the others. The result was intense. Subjects reported feeling overwhelmed by closeness. Some described it as falling in love too fast. But there was another experiment that took this idea to a whole new level, this time using music. In 2020, researchers Björn Krutz and Mats B. Kussner at the University of Gothenburg in Sweden designed a study where pairs of participants listened to music while their heart rates and breathing were monitored. Then, using biofeedback technology, the tempo of the music was subtly adjusted until both participants' heart rates and breathing patterns matched perfectly. The result was fascinating. Participants didn't just report feeling closer, they described a strange euphoric sense of being in sync, almost as if they were sharing the same body. Some even said they felt emotionally exposed, as though their guard had been completely lowered. It wasn't just emotional intimacy, it was physiological intimacy created through sound. And then came the shocking part. In a little-known follow-up study mentioned in Research on Physiological Synchrony, scientists attempted to prolong the heartbeat synchronization beyond the experiment. 2 participants, complete strangers, reported becoming obsessively fixated on one another, even after the study ended. One participant later claimed that just hearing a heartbeat, any heartbeat, triggered emotional distress because it reminded them of the other person. Researchers had to intervene and provide counseling. The connection they'd created was so strong it was described as a forced pair bond. This raised a chilling ethical question. By hacking the body's natural rhythm, are scientists accidentally creating attachments that people can't escape? The research is clear. Love isn't just an emotion, it's a physiological event. Our hearts, our hormones, our nervous systems literally synchronize when we connect deeply with someone. But the experiments show something else, something almost unsettling. Love can be engineered. It can be accelerated. And if pushed too far, it can become something unnatural. Love is not just poetry. It's mathematics. But perhaps that's what makes it so beautiful, and so dangerous. Because when science starts controlling the beat of our hearts, it's not just love that's on the line. It's free will itself. The heartbeat in sync reminds us of one haunting truth. The line between chosen love and engineered love is thin, and we're closer to crossing it than ever before.